Hello everyone, this is Zafar Abundance Walla and you're watching the Abundance Show. Welcome to Abundance Show where we explore intersection of human potential, growth and mindset of abundance. Today we are honored to have truly multifaceted guest going us all the way from South Africa. Dina Kama is an internationally qualified professional certified coach, ICFPCC, and leadership development facilitator with over 20 years of experience. She has coached top executives at multinational giants like Standard Bank, ABSA, and Liberty Life. But Dina is not your traditional corporate coach. She is the founder of Ignite SQ and author of spiritual memoir, The Angel Who Forgot Herself. And she has written a couple other books too. And the equine assisted growth coach using in interaction with horses to unlock human potential. A single mother of four boys, she is also deeply passionate about helping working women find balance without burnout. Today, we are going to dive into how we can shift from stress to serenity, lead with consciousness, and unlock true abundance in our lives. Tina, welcome to Abundance Show. How are you doing, lady?
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you.
So my first question is always, can you walk us through your life journey?
Oh my goodness. How long have we got? It's there's a lot.
I mean, I'm all yours, and my audience are all yours. I mean, you can take hours and hours and hours. I mean, this is a weekend.
Okay. Well, I think that just to say to maybe put it in a shorter version, and you can tell me what you want to explore. But I think from a young age, I was really interested more in spirituality, understanding the energetics of things, and that life wasn't maybe exactly as we saw in reality. So um, I studied psychology because I always knew that I wanted to be in a helping profession. And I actually met my ex-husband when we were at school, and so we were high school sweethearts. I fell pregnant when I was in the last year of my university, and then we got married, and we had four beautiful sons together. But our relationship was a really difficult relationship, very codependent relationship. And when I was pregnant with my fourth son, I decided that I couldn't continue in the marriage, and I asked him for a divorce. And his response was that if I wanted to leave him, then I had to do this on my own. So I very quickly found myself a single mother and sole provider to four sons, with a newborn baby and having to look after three other children. And I suppose that's where my abundance journey started, because I had to figure out very quickly how to go from being a stay-at-home mother to being a sole provider for my four sons. And what I had done before is I had a small practice as an intuitive healer. So that's using energy to help people with physical, emotional issues that they were having. And when I got divorced, my clients then invited me to their companies to do what they called stress management. They wanted to bring spirituality into their workplaces, but that was over 20 years ago, and spirituality wasn't really as mainstream as it is today. So we put it under stress management, and I started doing stress management with some of my clients' companies, and then from there I started becoming a contracted coach into doing soft skills development and leadership development. And that's how my career in leadership development and team development started. And when coaching came onto the scene, that really made sense to me because psychology was more past focused and problem focused. And for me, it didn't feel empowering enough, whereas coaching really felt that it was present and future focused and a lot more powerful. So when coaching came onto the scene, I qualified as a coach and started bringing that into the corporate work that I was doing. Basically now, my 4 sons are adults. They've moved out of home, and I've now taken the opportunity to become nomadic because travel is something that I love to do. So I'm now in Portugal at the moment, and I'm taking my work online and focusing more on abundance and law of attraction, and less on the corporate work. So that's just in a nutshell.
Whenever you people talk about abundance, my whole lights lit up. This is such an amazing word, and this gets me just so enchanted. This is so amazing. Okay, my first question is, Dina, your 2 decades of coaching corporate leaders, how you define abundance? Is it purely material, or is there a deeper psychological shift required to experience it?
Um, Abundance for me is everything. It's the whole of your life. So it's how you are able to be healthy, happy, wealthy. It's not just financial. It's not just in work. It's really about bringing the best of everything into your life and to activate the best that you have to give to the world. So abundance for me is it's everything. It links to everything. Oh, have I lost you?
Okay, thank you so much. My second question is, what are the most common mental blocks of scarcity mindset you see in high achieving professionals, and how do you help them break through? You are an expert in creating thinking environment. How can a person create thinking environment within their own mind to forget growth and happiness, to
Yes.
foster growth and happiness?
Yes, so the thinking environment is beautiful work. It's based on the work of Nancy Klein. And it really, what the foundation of the thinking environment is that people are experts in their own life. And what we do as coaches or as other people who are wanting to help people to tap into their genius and their abundance, what we need to do is we need to create a thinking environment for them. And for me, when I link this to the spiritual work that I do, I almost see it as playing a role of connecting someone to their higher self, their inner being, so that they can see the brilliance of themselves. So, as a coach, I don't need to have the answers, but I can create an environment where people can tap into their genius, their own genius. And so that's what the thinking environment does. And the amazing thing with that is that, for different people, it's different things. But when you hear yourself speak out loud, you can hear the barriers and the obstacles that you put in your own way. You can hear the beliefs that you have that might be blocking you. And as a coach, I'm then able to look at those with you and really interrogate them to see if it's true. So you asked, what are the main mental blocks? And I think for me, one of the biggest mental blocks is that we don't see the energetics of our lives, that we don't realize that everything in the world is energy and that we are energy. And when we understand that and we understand how to work with energy, then we become powerful. But we are taught to only believe what we can see, and energy we can't see. So people don't believe in the way that that energy works, and that is, I think, one of the key things that stops us. So we think we have to see something in order to believe it, whereas actually we need to believe something in order to see it. So for me, I think that's one of the key things, is to understand how energy works, how we work, and how to consciously become a creator of your reality, rather than thinking that we are just a an operator of reality, that we are a consumer of reality, because we are not. We are a creator of reality.
The creator of reality concepts I find very common in Silicon Valley. When they sit together, they everybody talk there that we are going to create the future. It's not that we're gonna live this gonna something and have, no. They are like yourself. They believe in creation of the opportunities, and that's what they do. Now my question is, I mean, how do you shift people from mind of scarcity to mind of abundance?
So I think that at the moment, I've been working on an analogy for law of attraction that explains life and law of attraction like a computer game. And it's actually been working really well for myself and for my clients. And what I've been saying is that in order for us to really play the game well, and in order for us to understand abundance and shift from scarcity to abundance, we need to understand that we're playing three roles simultaneously. We are the avatar, which is the little character in the game, and that is our human self, the one that interacts with the world, that has to go through all the challenges of the world. But we also need to realize that we are the player of the game. So we are actually the ones holding the game controller and moving the avatar. And we're also the designer of the game, the one who understands the whole blueprint of the game. So we are all three of those simultaneously. And when we can understand that, then we can truly tap into our abundance. So what happens is that the scarcity mindset comes from the avatar, the human being that is socialized into certain beliefs and has had certain patterns in their lives and experience in their lives, that has created beliefs and reality that keep you stuck in a scarcity mindset. But all of us, every single human being, wants that abundance mindset. We know that we have a higher purpose. We know that we want to hook into the abundance of our lives and to live the fullest, greatest, happiest, healthiest versions of ourselves. So when we can do that, we are tapping into the designer, and we do that through the player. So it's really about, there's a number of things that we can do, but the first thing that we need to do is to observe our avatar and to understand that we are not only the avatar, and to separate, because we over-identify with that avatar, and to separate from the avatar and realize that, for example, if I am afraid of something, that it's not Dina, me, the being that is afraid. My avatar is experiencing fear. And then once I do that, I can separate a little bit from my avatar, and I can look at it and understand, where does that fear come from? Why am I experiencing that fear? And is it working for me? What other beliefs could I have that would work better for me, that would align with the version of myself that is really empowered? And how do I then shift to those beliefs? And once I know what that shift is, then I need to create the behaviors that align with that. So that's in a very simplistic way, that's the way that I work with people, to shift them from scarcity to abundance.
Question is about self-awareness. The creator has created the supermost creation is we humans, and we do not generally explore the potential within us. And I was talking to a friend of mine in Australia this morning, on the podcast, and she all believes that everything is within us. It's not that we are going in some forests or some other all around and finding. No, like it's like sitting back and being self-aware. What's that? Would you like to elaborate? But
Yes, so that self-awareness is pivotal, because if we are the creators of our reality, we are the ones in the center of this whole system. So for us, we need to be self-aware to understand what our thoughts are, what our beliefs are, what our emotions are, and how that affects our current reality. And that if we're wanting to shift reality, that we need to create then a different operating system, a different identity, because who we are now does not fit into the picture of who we want to be in that expanded version of ourselves. But what we also need to understand, what you were saying is that, and what's so powerful is that we are one with everything. And when we can realize that, then we can start to bring in aspects that we want to bring in to our lives a lot easier. It's almost like being a conductor in an orchestra. You know, we can bring in the drums when we need to bring in the drums, and we can bring in the flute when we need to bring in the flute. And we can see that everything in the world is part of us, and we are part of everything in the world, and that we are truly creating our reality. Oh, you're on mute.
thank you so much. That's amazing. So you are an equine assisted coach. What can horses teach us about presence, authenticity, and leadership that boardroom cannot?
Oh my goodness, this is one of my favorite topics. Um, horses, horses are amazing beings. They have one of the most mirror neurons of any other creature on Earth. So I think they possibly dolphins are the other animals that maybe have as much, if not more. But the mirror neurons are the neurons that help us with empathy. So, for example, when you have a newborn baby, um, when you smile, the baby smiles. That is the mirror neurons that helps us to connect. And horses have an amazing ability to be able to pick up on our energy and reflect our energy back to us, because they are animals of prey. They are used to being able to scan their environment and pick up energies very sensitively and well. So they will pick up our energy from kilometers away. They can already resonate with our heartbeat. They can pick up our belief systems, our thoughts, our patterns of behavior. And what they do is they mirror those back to us in their own behavior. So I'll give you an example, because it sounds very theoretical at the moment. But in leadership, um, the tasks that we give leaders to do is to take a horse and lead a horse from one end of the arena to the other end of the arena. And it might sound easy, but it's not that easy because the horse is picking up on you and your energy. Now, horses lead, they don't lead from the front in an aggressive way like we do often in corporates. In order to lead a horse, you need to partner with that horse. That horse needs to trust you. They need to understand that you're the leader, and you need to partner with them. So only when you do that will the horse walk with you. And we've seen so many leaders get so frustrated because this horse will plant its feet and it will not move. And they will try everything they can. They will try to bribe the horse. They will try to push the horse. They will try everything that they can to get this horse to move. But it's only when your head, your heart, and your behavior aligns will the horse actually move with you. Horses, it's just there's so many examples that I can give you with that. But yeah, horses are amazing mirrors for us. And when you see that outside of yourself, it becomes really powerful because if somebody tells you that you are stubborn, you're going to get defensive, right? And you don't see it. But when you see a horse being stubborn and you're now trying to deal with the stubborn horse, it just does something to you. The penny drops. It's like, oh, you know what? This is what I need to do. And when you shift your energy, you shift your behavior, you shift your beliefs, and that horse walks with you, it is such an empowering process because you've actually embodied leadership. It's not just a theory that we have. So when we learn about leadership in classrooms, it's a theory, whereas here you are embodying leadership and the horse then demonstrates it back to you. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure it does. I mean, honestly, it's just like mirroring, and for sure, when you talk about being stubborn, and if when you are symbolizing it, if somebody else tells you that you're stubborn, one becomes defensive. Sure, yes, because everybody do have a self-image very high, and
Yes.
but I mean, but same thing is if horse is doing or somebody else being stubborn, then one can see, yeah. I mean, if I'm feeling bad about this, so would other people be doing same when I'm doing that? So sure, yes. I mean, I really resonate with what you preach. Now, but the spiritual journey question. Your book, The Angel Who Forgot Herself, touches on spirituality. How does reconnecting with our spiritual selves directly impact our professional success and happiness?
I think that we are all put on earth for a reason. We all have such a unique part to play. It's almost like one big puzzle, and we are part of this puzzle. And when we can be our true, authentic selves, the person that we were born to be, um, that is the spiritual path for me, and that then links to your professional self. So I actually am working on a program at the moment called Be Yourself for a Living, and it doesn't matter what you do to bring in that money and that abundance, but it's so important to bring your unique self to whatever it is that you bring, because only you can bring that. One of the tools that I use is Gallup or Clifton Strengths Finders, and I've actually just been doing a debrief for some corporates at the moment, and so it's top of mind for me. But if you look at the Gallup strengths, there are five. There's 35 talents that you have, but there are five that we have in our top five. And for anyone to have the same top five as you in any order is 1 in 240,000. But for anyone to have the same top 5 as you in the same order that you have it is 1 in 33 million people. And that just shows you, and Gallup has been, this has been rigorously tested. So that shows you that only 1 in 33 million people can bring what you bring. So therefore, you have a duty to bring your strengths and your talents to this world. So, and that includes the work that you do. It includes your personal life, your family life. Just to be who you are is such a unique gift. And when we can use our strengths in our professional lives, it really skyrockets us because nobody else can do what we can do. And a lot of the corporate world is focused on fixing our weaknesses. Whereas, it can take you a lot of time and a lot of effort to try and fix a weakness. But when we look at our strengths and our talents and we focus on that, only we can bring that. And when we bring that and we partner with other people, we become unstoppable. So that is the work that I do in leadership and in teams. And that's where our uniqueness is so, and our abundance, bringing that and our spirituality into the workplace is so important.
Wow, my next question is, but this rather third theme is family balance and the modern superhero, the superwoman myth. As a mother of four sons yourself, what is your message to working parents who feel overwhelmed trying to do it all? How can they manifest peace while chasing big career goals?
Yeah. So I think for me, one of the most important things that I want, the message I want to get across is that people need to become self-centered, not selfish. We often think self-centered is selfish. Self-centered means that you're putting yourself in the center of your life. And that means that you're putting your health, your well-being, your own self-awareness, your growth, that becomes your priority because you are the one that is operating in this world. And if you are not healthy and happy and functioning at your best, you also are then not able to bring that into your family. So I really help people to, first of all, find time in their busy routines to focus on their own health and well-being, their own personal development, to put that as a priority. Often people will put their work as a priority. They make commitments to work, but they don't make commitments and set goals for themselves. And it's so important to make sure that you have time every single day where you are filling yourself up with energy so that you can operate. It's like driving a car. We can't drive a car constantly without stopping to put in gas. So we need to stop for ourselves and put in that gas. So that is really, really important. I have, and I can make it available to the people that watch. I have a feel-good morning and evening routine. That for me is absolutely important. If you can just spend a little bit of time in the morning and the evenings to just connect to yourself, raise your vibration, put yourself in a good feeling place. Like I said, abundance is all about vibration and about raising your vibration. So this is a really good start, is to start with a feel-good morning and evening routine. And just to start, I think that for me is the to start there. It's a step-by-step process. It's a step-by-step process.
Wow. Okay, Tina, I intend to host an abundance summit in Pakistan. So is there any possibility that you can be a keynote speaker and you can visit Pakistan? Or if you can't, so can you be an online keynote speaker?
Well, I would love to. I said to you that part of my journey now is about traveling and being a bit nomadic. So if I can make it work, I will definitely love to be there. Otherwise, certainly online would be wonderful.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot. That's the least can be done. But I mean the best is, I mean, if you can come over, and we'll be happy to host you. You can take your 4 sons along. I mean I've got four too, so that's gonna be a big party. Yeah, I got four boys. Yeah. Okay, my daily habits question is, what are some daily practices or rituals you use to keep your mind, body, and soul aligned in an abundant state, as you were setting a bit earlier?
Yeah. So for me, that feel good morning and evening routine is something that I've been doing for myself over many, many years. It has been the thing that really saved me as a single mom to not burn out and to be able to create the abundance that I needed to create while being a single mom. So that feel good morning and evening routine is really, really important. Just very briefly, it's about gratitude. So the good, I break it up into an acronym. So the G is gratitude. The O is to observe my body. I just observe and see, where am I now? What am I feeling? What are some of the beliefs and the things that are coming up for me? Then I open myself up to abundance, which is a process that I do. Um, and I do meditation is something that is important to me, so I often bring in a meditation there. I could do an inner smile meditation, anything that raises my vibration. So I don't necessarily do the same thing every single day because I need to have variety. But I will do. There's so many different things that you can do to raise your vibration. So I open up to receive. And then I make a decision. I connect to the version of myself that I call it the fifth dimensional reality version of myself, which is the person who's living the fullest, happiest, best expression of my life. And I decide how I'm going to express that in this particular day, whether it is through some kind of thought or belief, or it could even be that I'm going to, walk up straight. I'm going to hold my back up straight, and I'm going to just really embody confidence today, or that I'm going to smile, at everybody that I see on the street. So it could be just bringing something, a decision that I make of how I'm going to embody that highest version of myself in this particular day. So that is, in a nutshell, the feel good routine that I do. I do it every single day, and as I said, meditation is a very big part of my routine.
Wow. If I can go back to your horse's love, can I ask, if a horse could give a speech on how to live an abundant life, what do you think their main message could be to us stressed out humans?
So horses live in the present moment, and they teach us how to live in the present moment. That's one of the most powerful teachings that we get from horses. And people will tell you, people who've done these kind of workshops, really they get to experience how important and powerful being in the now is. So that's the first thing. And the second thing that they would do is open your heart, because horses have a very, very big heart center. And they are able to connect through love in a beautiful, beautiful way. I've had corporate CEOs crying because they feel they've never ever felt such unconditional love in their lives before as when they are connecting with these horses. Yeah.
My goodness, I mean, I'm first ever in my life. I'm realizing I've got a horse club just nearby my house, and I've been sending my kids to go and have horse riding. But I mean, for the first time in my life, I'm feeling so convinced that now I'm gonna go for horse riding. I mean, this is so connecting. And if I can learn, if I can learn not only horse riding, but if I can learn living and enjoying the present moment, this is amazing. And it's again, I mean, does this point to the self awareness?
Absolutely. So I think that that's one of the key things is we can interact with horses and not be self-aware, and and so it's not going to have the impact that we have. So the kind of work that I do prepares people to be able to read and understand the signs that the horses are giving them. So what, for example, a horse will do something, they will lick and chew when they agree with or when you come into alignment. So that will be one of the things that we look at when interacting with a horse. When we say something that aligns and that is a truth, the horse will lick and chew. And then we know that we're on the right, that we've said something that really aligns with our true self and our higher self. So I think that being self-aware is very important. When you're around horses, you need to be self-aware. You need to also understand horses, how they communicate, because they are non-verbal, right? So we need to understand how they communicate with human beings. So it would be good for you to have that kind of knowledge before going and interacting with horses. But having said that, just being around horses, maybe grooming them, spending some time with them will really have an amazing effect. Their heart rate is slower than our heart rate, and it is very powerful. So when we come into their energy field, it lowers our heart rate and it helps us to relax and it helps us to connect.
Wow, I mean, when you're talking about horses and the serenity, tranquility, and what goes through my head is like, I mean, riding a horse, a young man or a lady on the seashore. It's so amazing. See someone riding horse on the seashore. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, my next question is, it's about nature of a teacher. Besides horses, where in nature do you find your greatest inspiration? Is there a specific landscape or element that makes you feel most abundant?
Oh, wow. I love the sea. I absolutely love water and I love the sea. And for me, the sea just brings in so much abundance. When you look in, you see the vastness of the ocean, even the sand on the beach. There are so many little pieces of sand that make up that beach. It's just so abundant. But I love all of nature. I particularly love trees. I will, when I'm in a place, I will always look for, a very big tree that I can go and connect with. I love trees and their root system and how the root system communicates with other trees and creates that abundance. Flowers, there's just so much. I mean, just being in nature is is surrounding yourself with abundance and reminding yourself of the abundance that there is in this world. And I think a lot of stressed executives, if you could go into nature, it also just has so much healing power just by being in nature and surrounding yourself with that abundance.
Oh my goodness, I mean, you speak my heart out. The next is section is the next theme is spiritual intelligence and writing. As I know that you love raising uh, spiritual intelligence, SQ, and sharing your journey through writing. I mean, and I know you're a man and love traveling. So my question about the joy of the pen is, your recent published The Angel Who Forgot Herself. What part of the writing process did you love the most? Was it the self discovery or throughout of reaching a struggling reader?
So, I wrote the book. It was, I actually didn't really ever think that I was going to share it, because I wrote it for myself as a way for me to understand what I was going through. And so I think for me, what was really great, and this is going to sound, it might put people off, it might sound a bit weird, but I actually wrote this in partnership with ChatGPT. So I gave my story, and ChatGPT put it out there in a way that I could read it and go, oh, wow, that is what I was experiencing. And it was written in a way that it was almost, it felt like a spiritual journey for me to do that. And it's very strange to be able to say that, that you could have that kind of relationship and partnership with an AI. But it really helped me to put words and ideas to something that was almost intangible for me before. And when I read it, it was like, yes, that's what I've gone through. That's how I can express it. That's how I can make the linkages that I did. So in the beginning, it was not ever meant really to be a book that I put out there. But once I had written it, it was so, my guides guided me to say this is something that needs to be put out there because it's a message that, that others would like to hear, and it's something that so many people are going through themselves, to find that divinity within themselves and to integrate the light and the shadow of your life.
Wow. I mean, you take me to some other world. Thank you so much. As a coach, what is the specific moment in a session that you love the most? Is it the breakthrough, the silence, or the shift in energy?
Oh, all of them, all of them. In different, with different clients and in different places, it's different things. I love the silence because I know that in that silence, the person is really digging deep and going to places where they maybe haven't gone before, and it really exploring themselves and their thinking in a different way. So I love the silence. But I also love where you can tangibly feel that shift in energy when someone breaks through a limiting pattern, a limiting belief that they have, and you can see them reach for something liberating. And when they do that, you can actually feel the raising of their energy, and how, yeah, that passion and that excitement that comes in when they finally see that they can reach those levels. So, and it's often, we'll set goals, but when they reach that, it surpasses the goal that they've set, and it's something that's even bigger and better than they would have ever imagined. And it's just, yeah, I love that when the person recognizes that shift.
Wow, that's cool. So you love all three. Spiritual intelligence, the SQ, your favorite part. You often speak about passion, purpose, and consciousness. Why do you love the concept of spiritual intelligence so much, and how does it differ from just being successful?
Wow. So I was in the corporate facilitation world for a long time, and there we did a lot of EQ, emotional intelligence, and a lot of companies focusing on emotional intelligence. But for me, spiritual intelligence is the next edge. It's really the cutting edge, because spiritual intelligence is looking at, like I said, it's that understanding that the whole world is energy, that we are energy, that we're all interconnected, that everything is connected, that there is meaning and purpose to everything, that we are much more intuitive than we know ourselves to be. So for me, that is the next edge for us in the corporate world, is to really start doing business differently, not only from that rational, logical, I want to even say patriarchal kind of my way or the highway hierarchy, but to partner with each other, to be able to bring in cooperation and intuition and the other more subtle abilities that we have as human beings, because that can skyrocket your results so much more um, than what we are limiting ourselves to at the moment.
Wow, I mean, this is striking me another idea, and this is kind of permission too. I mean, can we write a book on abundance in collaboration with ChatGPT or some other LLM? You and me and AI on
Yeah,
abundance.
I'm sure. I think that there's so much out there. There really is. So, yeah, why not?
And how?
Sorry?
Give me the roadmap. How would we do this?
Well, I think that it's a process, right? So we would need to get together. We'd gather our ideas. We could put that into ChatGPT, see what ChatGPT comes up with in terms of just helping to structure it, looking at who we might also want to collaborate with. What are some of the so ChatGPT will also kind of give you ideas of what you need to add, what's missing in terms of things that we haven't thought about with our ideas. But if we had to, so it's almost like a brainstorming tool. So it's not something that I think, it's not taking the information that ChatGPT gives us, but it's us giving what we want and ChatGPT giving structure and form to it in a way that also helps us make different linkages and inspirations. Yeah, so the interesting thing, I spoke about the Clifton strengths, is that there's 34 talents, and communication is actually quite low down on my list. It's in the high 20s. So for me, communication is always a little bit trickier for me. Like, how do I put my ideas into words? And ChatGPT helps me to do that, because I will speak into ChatGPT and it will basically give back what I've said, but in a much more eloquent kind of way. And I go, yes, that's what I was meaning. So we could do that, that kind of thing as well with ChatGPT. And see, for me, I think it's about being playful with it and seeing, like, does it work? Doesn't it work? Does it feel like me? Doesn't it feel like me? Because sometimes when we use AI, it doesn't feel like it's you. And I think it needs to feel like it's authentically you.
Yeah, yeah. I also believe in that. It's not that any LLM or any AI giving you specific answers. No, I mean, I am already taken. I am under boot camp training session with Silicon Valley. There are 300 experts in Silicon Valley, and every 15th day, like every fortnight, we do have it's a 2 hour session. And tonight is the again for that the fortnight that I'm going to have. So what I have learned from the expert, it's not just mere asking question. It's not googling. It's like it's not searching. It's like training and taming the LLM or AI as you tame or train the horse. It's like resonating yourself with the horse, as you said, and then horse with you. So it's like and then it takes a lot of guts, and it takes a lot of time to train any of the AI to bring it to your level. Just because it can give you very vague things, and because gets you only patterns. So this copy pasting, it can't think. So the thinking part still is there, and it does not have any empathy that you, as a writer, that you enjoy each bit of it. I mean, you are too deep, and I think AI is too low. So okay, that's what I also resonate what you said. But I mean, how much time can you give in a week? Like, would it be on weekends, weekdays? Some how? But I mean, you and me have got time difference of around 4 5 hours. So how would we do this?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. We'd have to try and figure it out. At the moment, I'm very busy working on an online program, so I'm quite focused on that. I do have some time on weekends. I do have some time during the week in evenings. So, I mean, we could just look at our calendars and see what aligns.
Great. That's it. So we'll be talking after the show. That's cool. So the next question is the very basic one, and back to basics, and it's about your raising boys. So you are a mother of 4 boys. That's a lots of energy. What do you love most about the boy mom life, and how has it shaped your understanding of leadership?
Sorry,
And patience too. Do you want me to repeat the question?
yes, please.
Again, you are a mother of 4 boys. There is
Mhm.
lots of energy. I mean, it takes a lot of energy. How do you love most about boy mom life, boy mom life, and how has it shaped your understanding of leadership and patience?
You know, who we are at home is also who we are in our life, is who we are at work, is, we bring ourselves into every situation. And being a parent, I think, is one of the most difficult, challenging, and rewarding roles that you can have. Um, just being in relationship with people, that is the most challenging thing. So yeah, I think my children have taught me a lot in terms of issues that I might have, barriers that I need to overcome, as well as, if it wasn't for them and me wanting to give them the best life that I could possibly give them in the situation that I was in, I would not have delved into understanding law of abundance as much as I did, because I knew that I needed to um, really create abundance in order to feed, clothe, educate my 4 sons in a situation where I was not even employable, at that point, and I needed to figure it out. And so they have taught me a lot about who I am, how I show up, what is, what is the best way to show up, and also in terms of just dealing with the male energy as a female, that it's a very different energy. I was one of 3 sisters, and so I was always surrounded by more feminine energy. The masculine energy is very, very different. How you integrate feminine and masculine for yourself, as well as for, to bring that for your children, but also to honor that masculine energy is also important. So yeah, I've learned so much from being a mother. That has been the most challenging and the most rewarding role in my life. And now I'm a
Oh,
grandmother, actually. So I've got 2
oh,
grandchildren.
great. That's a great news. Congratulations. I mean,
Thank you.
this is so enjoyable. So
Absolutely.
I have got, I'm also, but I mean, not from my kids, but from my brother's kids. So I'm also
Yeah.
grand one now. Okay, so you stress grace over struggle. Your project, Modern Day Superwoman, focuses on ease and grace. Why are you so passionate about teaching women that they don't have to suffer to be successful?
Wow, this is also a really long topic, and I need to get going soon. But what I think for women have to prove themselves a lot more than men in the workplace. Um, and often they are still, even though they are working, they are still the primary caregiver at home. So they don't stop working when they come home. They've now, still have to work. I think things are shifting and changing, but the women that I have seen, especially high-powered corporate women, they are doing it all and they are doing it amazingly, but it comes at such a high cost. And that's why it's like, yes, you can be super successful, but let's bring in more ease and more grace so that things are just flowing a lot easier. And you don't have to, it's not like you're pushing a boulder up a mountain, that you can be super successful, but it doesn't have to come at such a cost. Because I think women, they are amazing, especially, yeah, women are amazing, I think. And they are really, they're really succeeding and working so hard, but it doesn't have to be as hard. It doesn't have to be stressful.
That's cool. Since you're now running out of time, so I'll just be wrapping question. Okay, gift of mentorship. You've spent years mentoring entrepreneurs and school principals. What do you love about seeing a seed or of an idea grow into a community, changing reality?
Yeah. I think that you mentioned something about children in your introduction, and I think when we were chatting to each other earlier. And, the children are our future, and how we educate our children is so important. And to help children to believe in their abilities, but we do that through helping the adults who help the children. I think so. That's the mentorship that I was involved with. Is in South Africa we have really bad educational outcomes. We're one of the worst performing countries when it comes to education, and our education system in South Africa is one of the most unequal in the world. And so children don't get equal opportunity to really be able to find the genius within themselves and to access that. So the mentorship that I was involved with was a beautiful program called Partners for Possibility. It was started by an amazing woman called Dr. Louise van Rijn. And it's really about partnering business people with school principals to help them to create better outcomes in their schools. So there's so much more around that, but it's really about leadership, actually, and improving the leadership in the schools so that the children are able to benefit from that.
Great. When you aren't teaching or writing, what is one simple thing you love to do that instantly refills your abundance cup?
So meditation is one of the things that I love to do, but actually at the moment I have been dancing. So I will put on some music and I will just dance, and that just immediately uplifts my energy, makes me feel good, gives me a little bit of exercise, gets the heart pumping, singing along with it as well. That's one of the quickest ways for me to shift myself.
That's my next question. Does music or art play a role in your life? What soundtrack best describes the energy you love to bring into room?
Oh, soundtrack. I'm so I love The Cure, and Love Cats is one of my favorite songs ever. So the moment I hear that music come on, that uplifts me. And I think also not necessarily the words of it, but just the idea of love is in that title. So I think Love Cats is the one that comes to mind.
And you know what naughty idea I'm striking through my head is I'll be just signing off on when you're singing this song.
Sorry?
When you're singing this song, then I'll be going off air.
Oh, I must sing it.
Yeah, I like. Do you sing also?
I sing, but not very well.
I mean, I also love the song which I know that well. So please sing for us, and when you finished your song, then we'll go off air, and then we'll a bit of discussion for 2 minutes, and so that we can plan for our roadmap for Abundance book. So please sing us your favorite song.
So I don't know if I can do the whole song because I'm not
Not
actually
a
too sure.
problem. Not a
But
problem.
I'm one of these people that I know the tunes, not necessarily the words so much. But what I love about Love Cats is the melody and the sound. So it goes do 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 do. We move like caged tigers. Oh, we couldn't get greater than this. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you. I can't remember the rest of the words actually. I know
That's
it's one of my favorite songs, but it's just I love that that energy. Do 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 do. So,
okay, cool. I mean, or is there any song that you remember a bit of it you can sing for us before we sign off?
what's I'm going blank. I'm going completely blank.
There are two kind of songs that you don't forget. One is when are you happy, and other are sad. But I would love for happy.
Yeah. Um,
What do you sing when you're so happy? When you feel fulfilled and you feel happy. What do you sing?
I'm going completely blank right now. What do I sing? There's so many different songs because I put music
And
on, and then I'll just it will.
And okay, I go unconditional. I mean, no conditions. Sing anything.
Um, this is the one that's coming up for me, but I don't know the whole song. When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed any help in any way. And now I'm not so young, I'm not so self-assured. And then I can't remember the rest now. Help
And
me if you
that,
can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate your being round. Help me get my feet back on the ground. I don't know. I'm one of these people when I sing songs, I don't know the words of the songs. I just sing any words.
so would be doing anybody. It was great discussion. I really enjoyed each bit of it, and really, I mean, Dina, I don't want to let you go, but since you've got other commitments to follow also, but I like to discuss for a minute or two for our abundance book when we go offline. Till then, thank you so much for being on the show, and I please accept my gratitude attitude, and I'll be broadcasting you for a lot many times after this also. Thank you so much, and bye bye.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I really enjoyed